as the internet grew, I signed on for DrBBQ.com before somebody else snatched it up, and it's just sort of evolved. And then along the way, now it's become a business and a name, and I have a trademark. You know, it turned into something way more than it was ever meant to be. Everybody cook back ribs in competition?
Food is just energy.
People love to eat. Where did you come up with that?
How to use the recipe as a roadmap.
Because of the better flavor.
And we have lots of spices and fruits to put in it.
My life is a lot different now. Talking about agents and cameras and TV and book deals and stuff is what my life has become. I was a Chicago truck driver. That's why I had a silly goatee and a flat top. It just was the look I had. It was to your advantage as a truck driver in the city. If you look a little nutty, you're a lot less apt to be harassed by anybody. There's a lot of bad guys in Chicago. I got started in barbecue in 1982. There was a Mike Royko Rib Fest. Mike Royko, the columnist from Chicago, challenged his neighbor to a rib cooking contest. And it was just a stunt to create this event. A friend of mine signed up and he said, let's just go down there and party. And I said, well, if we're going to go, I might as well cook some ribs. And in 1991, they had a real KCBS cook-off in Chicago area. And I went to that, and I was hooked right after that. It was just a lot of fun. My trucking business came to an end in 2000, just kind of ran its course and was over, and I lived in Chicago and didn't have any commitments. So I decided I'd move to Florida and just be in the barbecue business. I'm sort of resurrected it with a new career as I don't know what I am. A barbecue man is normally what my answer is to what I do for a living, but most people don't quite understand what that is. Frankly, I had to make it up as I went along. And I guess I consider myself a demo chef, a PR guy. I make a living promoting people's products and writing. I'm also a cookbook author. I guess barbecue man sucks it all in. There's nothing I don't like about it. It's kind of weird. Sometimes it gets to be a long stretch. I'll stay on the road for 4 months at a time without going home. But you have to understand, my home is not like most people. My refrigerator's unplugged right now. There's nothing in there. So if I go home for a couple of days, it's just not very enjoyable. And when I get home from a long run, it's just, I have to decompress for a couple of days. It's just so different to just stop after doing this. Because I drive about 35,000 miles and I probably fly 50,000 within an 8-month span. And then I'm off the rest of the time. So people ask me what I do for vacation. I go home. I go home and I stay in the house. That's my vacation. Cool. Today I'm in Aloha, Oregon, getting ready to do a cooking class at the Thriftway store. I always call myself a parking lot chef, and it certainly fits today. This is what I'm doing.
You can move down this way if you want.
See, here's the thing. We're not going to ever have room for 25 easy-ups.
No.
We really kind of need to share. So the closer in I can get you guys, the happier I'll be. Let's see where we can get you in. Okay, do we have any idea how many more people are coming?
With cookers, not very many more, I don't think.
Yep, goes for me. Yeah, you guys want to slide over, that'd be great. Okay, shopping time. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about cutting these down to St. Louis cut ribs. I like to just get a great big slab like this. I want them to have bone and meat, and that's it. You want to be right down to the bone. You want to eliminate any corners, because we're going to wrap these in foil later, and we don't want the foil to get tore up. Okay, go ahead and get yourself some slab of ribs, cut them, and just wrap them up in one of them garbage bags again if you can, and we will deal with these tomorrow. And then fire up your cooker. Basically, we want to cook about 235, 240. See, the bone's way down here. When I decided I wanted to start doing cooking classes, and I saw there was an opportunity with the growth of barbecue to maybe make a living doing this, I just decided I had to do it. It was just necessary. So I stand up in front of people and I act like I normally act. I talk like I would talk to someone sitting at a bar with me, and I've been lucky enough that people like it. So I've tried real hard to not change the way I speak and act and what I talk about. I just kind of tell the same old stories, and people like them.
And it came off that way. I mean, it was fun to read.
Well, I mean, it wasn't. I didn't do all that stuff so that I could write a book about it later. You know what I mean? It was just, I was just going along and living my life, and like I said,
to a point where you've done so much of it, you can fill a book.
well, you know, yeah, what I didn't seem kind of ridiculous to me, but what I was told is I'm an expert on the subject. I never thought about it, I guess, but I guess I am, you know. Seemed kind of ridiculous to me to be an expert on bullshit, but you know, whatever. There is no quitting time for me now. I work 24 hours a day. I don't. It's not even a job. I live this thing. I'll show you a secret page from the new book. This is where all the magic happens. Book 3 stuff. This is it. The book due out in '07. This is the chapter about Texas. Here's my favorite. Let me read this to you. Ambiance at Louis Mueller Barbecue in Taylor, Texas. Like a museum piece. It couldn't be older or funkier and remain standing. There are patches of sheet metal where the wood floor is giving up. The walls haven't been painted or washed in decades, and the old tables and chairs have lost all of their varnish a long time ago. It all matches in some bizarre way. There are some great old artifacts, like an ancient jukebox and a sign from the original Louis Mueller complete grocery store, circa 1930s. Donnie Mueller runs the pits with one waitress cashier when I was there. The Oprah show was on and she was watching it. I had planned to also eat at Rudy McKeska's, an old joint right across the street, but dining at Louis Mueller's is like getting laid. Afterwards, all you want to do is relax and savor how good that just was. If I hadn't quit smoking years ago, a cig would have been the perfect finish.
Well, I like a lot of different foods right now, being 8 months pregnant, but I'm definitely a sweet tooth, and so I'd probably just have to go with chocolate.
I eat spinach, but I really I don't like broccoli, but I eat it because it's healthy for you.
Cheese. I love cheese.
I like Thai food and sushi.
Everything that's not good for you, I like. Yeah.
Sometimes it's difficult to keep track of a number when you have all the various permutations and colored handles and things that we now do. At last count, I think we were making at least 45 different sizes, all the way from 8 inches on up to 5 feet.